I say that about black men.
Well, no, they keep us. If you notice, like if you look at every athlete, basketball, football, even boxing, you look at all of the great athletes. They have an asterisk by their name, something that they did off their playing field or their boxing or whatever profession that they did. They have an asterisk by their name, something that they did.
Mm.
And the media keeps driving that home. I talked about Zach Randolph. Stephen A. He got caught with marijuana. Stephen A. came up with this whole segment about weed. You're talking about weed? And he's yelling, being over the top. But then other players, allegedly did heroin recently and they were white. And he'll be calm. He'll change it. He changed the whole narrative and start talking about Barry Bonds.
Well, I feel that just like you said, we drive the culture. We're more interesting. Whether white, black, Hispanic. I mean, even Asians, they follow our culture. They study our ways. They know what it is that we like, and people are going to watch whether it's good or bad. That being the most entertaining. I mean, it's the reason why we have a business. But at the same time, like, I'm not in the business of just putting just anything on anybody. Okay, so it's very rare that you see athletes that are comfortable.
Yeah. Because when you get paid, I was the same way. It's just like company policy. They have this thing where they have the regular person that breathes the same air. We're breathing the same air, but you'll call me a celebrity or someone will call me a celebrity. We're gonna get hit with the same embalming fluid. We're breathing the same air right now.
You're right.
There's no difference between me and you. So they call me a celebrity, so the treatment.
Damn.
And the way you treat me and keep eyes on me, you're not looking at who pulls the strings and control these people. And so celebrities are put in place to control the narrative and control people's brain. If you look at the hottest rappers, you look at whoever they give the biggest spotlight, listen to what they're saying.
Oh, don't even get me started. Especially in the female sector, because I'm like, in my house, don't turn that shit on.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. All the whole positions are filled.
Mm-hmm.
You going to school. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to create a business or whatever. So I do.
The whole positions are filled.
But
That's what you tell your daughter, baby.
Is that you came from humble beginnings. Small town in Georgia.
There we go.
What's
wrong with me, lad?
You didn't know where you were going to sleep from night to night, where you got your meals. And I felt like that humanizes you because you know what it is to not have.
Well, it let me see both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Like, my mother was one of those women that believed in, finding a husband and really actually going head first and listening to everything he says.
Yeah.
So that's why I understand why some women are frustrated and don't fit the narrative of what some people like to talk about on the media because she actually didn't work for like almost 15, 20 years because she was raising us. My dad had a trucking company. He had 3 trucks. So he made enough money. It's just when he made a mistake outside of his marriage and decided to do what he did, it crumbled the whole house.
Yeah.
And so how does a woman who listened to her husband, this is why I think some women go so hard the way they do now and grind and keep their independence because they don't want to, I think a lot of women can understand that scenario of listening to a man, he make a mistake, and then now you go try to get back at the job market 15, 20 years with no job.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you would think that.
What we gonna do?
There are a lot of women who have kids and who rely on their husbands for everything. And
We're going to work
not
hard.
having the grace for your mom was probably a single mom. My mom was definitely a single mom. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
No shade or anything, but
She was married.
But I'm just saying after,
yeah.
Having to rebuild.
Yeah.
Like, my mom was married to my dad 10 years, and then after 10 years, she had to go to school. She was making $6 an hour with 3 kids, getting no support. And so it's funny how...
Because the raggedy-ass government won't raise minimum wage.
Without knowing you, without actually...
$6.
Like I said, what I
Son of a bitch. That was the 80s.
The narrative that was already put in place about you.
And that's done for a reason. I mean, if you look at how many great young black males have been put in my situation, maybe not as bad as mine. I mean, my situation should be a book, a movie, and all kind of stuff. But
come on, what you said?
You can make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the way they never said one positive thing about a kid who was a black kid who came through a homeless shelter, who did all the things I've done and made history.
Right.
You got people using this made-up word called a bus. Like, first ever prayer out of high school.
Right.
But because what Stephen A. said, they don't even understand the magnitude.
Oh my goodness.
What can I do for you, sir?
Oh, they doing the most.
Creating a courtroom. Call your witness, bro. I don't understand.
See,
The goal along.
they don't want his information to get out.
Okay, so, 95% of our viewers are women. The majority of them are black women.
Amen.
We have the men, they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Explain the go along, get along game, because I have seen some controversy on that online.
Explain how these dummies is following these other people.
They're going to take what they want to take from it and form their own opinion. But just explain it so that people can understand it coming from you. I know you've said this 1,000 times on your channel, but what is the go along, get along game in your words?
I think it's everything that people have been talking about for years. They just call it another name. I call it the go along, get along game, but it's pretty much the same concept. There's people out here that wants to control what people think and how people live their life. If you join Patreon, you can curse and say certain things, but if you're on YouTube, you can't say certain things.
Absolutely.
If I was a rapper and you put a beat to it, I could say sexy little B, sexy little H. Let me, you know the rest.
Oh,
I know your
absolutely.
platform.
Absolutely. No, you say what you want to say.
But
We're good.
I can say that and throw babies to a woman as long as the beat is to it. But if I curse and I say nigga or I say the B word, and even if it's at a male, that's
Did y'all hear
that's
they
not
bleeped out the nigga?
Charlamagne
They
came
bleeped out
on
the nigga.
The Breakfast Club,
That's
which
fucked up.
I think is sexual assault. And I saw the look on Donnell Rawlings' face. And if you switch the gender of that person, they would see the bad behavior.
Right.
I talk about behavior all the time, and I think what's happening now is that people are joining groups so that they can have a different level of bad behavior. And if you look at what
I hope this
Charlamagne
still recording.
God has done, he's gotten away with something at a time where almost nobody is getting away with it.
Right.
So why is that?
She's a black girl.
No. And think of it.
She's a
Black
black
women.
girl.
It's a shame how, I was just talking to a guest this morning, and he explained the Me Too movement. And he said the Me Too movement is geared towards women, but conveniently only towards men, like when they feel. So, say for instance, a man goes to a station and says he's been raped. They're not gonna do anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But a woman, yes, but a black woman, a white woman has to go in first, and then a black woman can maybe follow, and they'll add and attach.
Yeah. We got to start just watching behavior because they're tricking our minds to accept certain things that we see as wrong.
Right.
Kevin